Hello everyone, welcome to machine design tutorial class. Today we are going to discuss about the eccentrically loaded bolted joint in shear. So in the first problem we are given with a steel plate subjected to 3 kN load and fixed by 4 identical bolts to a vertical channel. The bolts are made of 45C8 plain carbon steel for which yield tensile strength is given as 380 Newton per mm square, and we are given with factor of safety of 2, and we need to determine the shank diameter of these bolts. So we'll begin with the solution. So to design any component, first step is to do the force analysis. So here we need to design the bolts, so we need to find out the forces acting on these 4 bolts. So before going into the solution of this problem, I'll discuss one concept of transferring force from one point to another point. So for that, if we consider a object and suppose this is the center of gravity of this object G, this point, and one force acting at this point in this direction, this is F force. So this is the line of action of this force F. So now we want to transfer this F force to the center of gravity, this point G. So for that, if we apply 2 forces at this G point, one force F in this direction which is equal in magnitude of this force F and parallel in the direction, and second force opposite to this, just opposite to this and equal in magnitude, this F, and opposite direction there is F, so there will nullify the effect. So ultimately there is no effect of these forces. But now what we can do, suppose this offset is E, this is E offset. So now we can think about this force F, this force and this force F all together will create a moment about this G point. So effect of this F and this F can be replaced by a moment about this point, and this force F will remain as it is. So this complete system, earlier this was just like that, this is G point and this is F and this offset E. So we did one thing, we applied 2 equal and opposite forces F and F, and now this can be replaced by, this is G point, this F will remain as it is, this F, and this F and this F will create a moment about this G point. That moment would be this F multiplied by E, and direction would be in this direction. So there would be 1 F into E moment in this direction. So this system can be represented by this, both are same thing. So this F can be replaced or can be transferred to this G point. So similar concept will use here. So this 3 kilonewton force, and first of all we have to locate the geometrical center of gravity of this geometry. So here we can say this distance is 100 mm and this distance is also 100 mm. So we can say these all 4 bolts are located at the corner of one square. So the center of gravity can be find out this using the formula of x bar is equal to AI xi bar over summation of AI, and similarly we can find out the y, but from symmetry here in this case we can say the geometrical center of this would be this one. So this is G point, suppose this is G point. So at this G point we can transfer this effect of this 3 kilonewton. So effect of this 3 kilonewton load would be one force in downward direction which is 3 kilonewton, and because of this 3 kilonewton force and this offset is, this is 200 mm and this is 50 mm. So this 50 plus 200, this is 250, and or we can say this is, or we represent this offset by E. So this 3 kilonewton multiplied by E, or we can say there would be one moment in this clockwise direction. This is equal to F into E. So F is 3 kilonewton and E is equal to 250 Newton. So now we need to consider this system only, or we'll draw here. So suppose this is our geometry and these four are bolts. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, and this is point G, and at this G point there is one 3 kilonewton load and there is one moment which is F into E. So now we'll do the force analysis, or force acting on these four bolts. So first of all we need to find out the forces on the bolts because of this 3 kilonewton. So we can say this 3 kilonewton load will be shared by all four bolts, and this will be distributed in equal amount on all four, and that force would be a shear force. So first of all shear force, and I'll write PS1, the shear force on bolt 1 is equal to PS2. This is the downward force on 2, PS1, PS2, PS3, and this is PS3, and this is PS4. So these all forces would be equal. PS4 is equal to total F, this is 3 kilonewton divided by number of volt 4. So 3 kilonewton divided by 4. So this would be 750 Newton. So first force because of 3 kilonewton we have found out, which is 750 Newton. And now there would be another force that would be also a shear force, because this Fe would try to rotate this structure in this direction, and these bolts will apply the force in this structure in the opposite direction and create the equal amount of moment in opposite direction. So now we need to find out the force because of this F into E. So for this, first of all we need to find out the distance at which these bolts are located from this G point. So suppose this is the distance of first bolt, and we'll designate by R1, and this is the distance from G point of second bolt. This is R2. This is the distance R3, and this distance is R4. So now we know this distance is 100 mm given, and this arm is also 100 mm. So this is square, and this is the center of square, and intersecting both of the diagonal at this point. So we know that this distance R1 is equal to the square of this distance. This we can say this is 50 mm from the geometry, and this distance is also 50 mm. So this would be this square plus this square under root, and R1, R2, R3, R4 all will be equal. So we can say R1 equals to R2 equals to R3 equals to R4, and we call it as R. That would be equal to 50 square plus 50 square under root, 50 square plus 50 square under root. And if we call we solve this with the help of calculator, then this would be 70.71 mm. So now we know the distance of all the four bolts from the center of gravity, this G. So now we need to find out the forces because of this moment, and we know that the moment created by the reaction force exerted by all the 4 bolts on this plate would be equal to this Fe. So we can write one equation. We can say this Fe must be equal to the moment created by the reaction force exerted by all the bolts on the plate. And we know that if this is the direction of this Fe, so the forces exerted by the bolt on the plate would be in this direction, and force on the bolt would be in this direction, and that would be perpendicular to this radial distance. This is the force on bolt and this is the force exerted by the bolt on the plate, and both would be the equal in the magnitude. So we can designate these forces by Pm. M stands for moment, and or we can say the force because of moment. So Pm2, Pm1, Pm3 and Pm4. So now we can write Pm1 multiplied by R1 plus Pm2 multiplied by R2 plus Pm3 multiplied by R3 plus Pm4 multiplied by R4. And one more thing, the force because of this moment on the bolt would be proportional to the distance from this point. So we can say Pm1 would be proportional to the distance, and distance is R1. So if we remove this symbol of proportionality, so we can say Pm1 is equal to some constant C into R1. Similarly, Pm2 is equal to CR2, and we can say Pm3 is equal to CR3, and Pm4 is equal to CR4. So if we replace these values in this equation, this moment balance equation, then that would be F multiplied by E is equal to, at the place of Pm1 we can write CR1 plus R1 into R1 CR1 square, CR2 square, CR3 square plus CR4 square. So we can take C as a common. So this is C and R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square. So from here we can find out this constant C, and C equals to Fe divided by R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square. And now we can find out the Pm1 because we know the value of this C. So Pm1 would be C is this one, F into E over R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square, and this is R4 square multiplied by R1. So this is R1. Similarly, Pm2 would be Fe multiplied by R2 over this value. So we can write Pm2 is equal to Fe multiplied by R2 over R1 square plus R2 square plus R3 square plus R4 square. But in this particular problem, the R1, R2, R3, R4 all are equal. So we can, for this particular problem we can write Pm1 is equal to Fe multiplied by R1 equals to R, and these becomes 4R square. So if we replace these values here, E equals to offset is 200 plus 50, or we can write offset E equals to 200 plus 50 mm, 250 mm. So now we can replace the value here. So F is equal to 3000 Newton and E equals to 250 mm and R equals to, we calculated R equals to 70.71 mm. So this becomes 70.71 mm over 4 and R square 70.71 mm square. So if we calculate this, we'll get the value equals to 2651.68 Newton. The second shear force because of the moment is 2651.68 Newton, and the first shear force because of this vertical 3 kilonewton load, that was 750 Newton. So now we need to be decided over the heavily loaded bolt. So now we can say, I'll plot here, I'll replot this diagram. So this is R, these are 4 bolts, and this is center. So this is the distance of first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is one force PS. This force because of 3 kilonewton we find out. This is also PS, and because of this moment, this was because of 3 kilonewton, and because of moment there would be a force on the bolt in this direction perpendicular to this. So this is the direction of PM force. Now we can say this angle is 90 degree, and the angle between this force P and this PM, the shear force because of moment and this shear force because of vertical downward force, this angle would be 45 degree. From this geometry we can say, if this angle is 90 degree and this is vertically downward, and you can say this is obviously, this angle is 90 degree, so this is 45 degree. So we can say this angle is 45 degree from geometry, and similarly this angle is also 45 degree, and this would be 180 plus 40, this is 45, and this is 90 degrees, total 135. And similarly there is 90 plus 45, so if we find out the resultant of these forces, so we will find that the bolt 2 and bolt 4 will be sharing more load, because this downward force is equal in all the bolts, and this is PM is also equal in magnitude, but this PM, if we resolve this PM into two components, so there would be one downward component and this would be a vertical or horizontal component. And similarly, if we resolve this component, this force, this would be a vertical and this would be downward. So this vertical force and this vertical force, they will cancel out each other, because PS downward force, ultimately effective downward force would be PS minus PM sine 45. So this is the effective P effective in vertical downward direction. And in this case, the vertical downward force would be PS, this force, and the cos component of this PM. So PM cos 45 degree, and this would be PM sin 45 degree. So this is the vertical force and this is the horizontal force. And in this case, the effective vertical force would be PS minus PM sin 45 and horizontal force is PM cos 45. So if we'll take the resultant of this vertical and this horizontal component, this would result into the larger force, and these both of the bolt 2 and bolt 4 would be loaded with the same load, and these two will be loaded with the more load with respect to 1 and 2. So we can find out the effective load on the bolt 2 or bolt 4, and we'll design the bolt according to that. So we can say the effective or resultant force on bolt 4 or 2, whichever, both are loaded with the same load. So that would be this PS, because this is the vertical load. The component of this PM is this already, this was PS plus PM cos 45 degree, and this is horizontal component. So we can say PS plus PM cos 45 degree square of this plus square of horizontal component. This is PM sin 45. So this PM sin 45 degree square and square root of this is P effective on 4 or 2 bolt. So if we solve this, PS is equal to 750 Newton and PM was 2651.68 Newton. So we replace these values. So this would be 750 plus 2651.68 cos 45 degree whole square plus PM is 2651.68 sin 45 degree whole square and square root of this whole quantity. So if we solve this, the P effective force is equal to, so now we are solving at bolt 4. So this is P effective on 4. So we can say P effective 4. This is equal to 3225.9 Newton. So this is the P effective or resultant force on the bolt 4. So now, and this is the shear force. So we can calculate the diameter using the shear stress. So we are given with the capacity or strength of this bolt, that is SYT is equal to 380 Newton per mm square. So if we know the relationship between yield shear stress is equal to 0.5 of tensile yield strength, SYS is equal to 0.5 of SYT. So this is equal to 0.5 of 380 Newton per mm square. So this is permissible or strength, shear yield strength. So if we consider the factor of safety is given as 2. So if we consider the factor of safety, then we can say that because tau equals to P effective over diameter pi by 4 d square, and if we say the tau is equal to SYS, which is 0.5 into 380 divided by factor of safety, SYS divided by factor of safety is given as 2 is equal to P effective is 3225.9 divided by pi by 4 into d square. So if we solve this, that would be 6.58 mm. So this is our answer. The shank diameter of these bolts would be 6.58 mm. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome. So in this problem we are given with a steel plate subjected to a force of 5 kN and fixed to a channel by means of 3 identical bolts. The bolts are made of plain carbon steel 30C8 and tensile yield strength for that is 400 Newton per mm square and factor of safety is 3. So we need to determine the shank diameter for these bolts. So this is the steel plate and which is loaded by 5 kN at the offset of 250 mm. So in this again we use the same fundamental to transfer this 5 kN at the center of this bolt geometry. So as we discussed, this 5 kN load can be transferred here. This is 5 kN load and this 5 multiplied by 250 mm, this would be a moment that can be transferred at this point. This is a geometrical center of these all 3 bolts. So there would be a one moment that is 5 kN multiplied by 250 mm. So this is the moment acting in clockwise direction. So first of all we need to find out the shear force because of 5 kN load, and that would be on that this 5 kN load will be shared by all 3 bolts. So this is PS1 is equal to PS2 is equal to PS3 and that would be 5 kN divided by number of bolt 3. So this would be equal to 1666.67 Newton. And now the shear force because of this moment, that would be, there would be no force, shear force because of moment at bolt 2, and because of this there would be one force on bolt 1 in this direction, and we'll write PM1 and this was the direction of PS1. Similarly this is PS3 and because of this moment there would be one force in this direction PM3. So from the moment equilibrium we can say this 5 kN multiplied by offset 250 mm, this moment must be balanced by the moment created by this force exerted on the bolt 1 and the force exerted on the bolt M3, and because of this they will exert the reaction force on the plate, and that those reaction forces will be in equilibrium with this moment. So we can say, and that reaction force would be equal to the PM1 only, but the direction would be in opposite direction. So our aim is to find out the PM1 and PM2 which are acting on the bolts. So we can say the PM1 multiplied by R1. R1 is the distance of this bolt location from the center of geometry, this, and that is given as 75, and this is plus PM3 into R3. So this is the moment equilibrium equation. So from here we can find out the PM1, and for that fundamental I recommend to see our last video. So the PM1 can be find out PM1 and PM3 both bolts are located at the same distance, so we can say PM1 and PM3 both are equal. So we can say that would be P, this moment 5 kilonewton multiplied by 250 multiplied by the distance. If we are talking about the PM1, then this distance is 75 divided by 75 square, 75 square. So this is, if we solve this would be equal to 8,333.33 Newton. So this is the shear force because of this moment, and this is the shear force because of this vertical downward 5 kilonewton force. So now we can find out the resultant force on the bolt 1 or bolt 3, because both are loaded with the same force. So we can find out the P effective on bolt 1. So P effective on bolt 1 is equal to PS1 square plus PM1 square, and PS is 1666, so this is 1666.67 square plus this is 8,333.33 square. Under root of this will give us 8498.36 Newton. So this is the P effective on this bolt 1. So now we can find out the diameter, but before the finding out diameter we need to find out the permissible stress. So permissible stress can be finding out by using this diameter. So this bolt is loaded by shear force, so we know that the ultimate or yield shear strength SYS is equal to 0.5 of SYT, yield tensile strength. So SYS is equal to 0.5 multiplied by 400, because SYT is given as 400, so this becomes 200 Newton per mm square. And now we use the factor of safety, then we can say the permissible shear stress is equal to SYS divided by factor of safety. So this is 200 divided by factor of safety is given as 3. So this is 3 Newton per mm square. So this is our permissible shear stress. So now we can use the formula to find out the diameter. So this tau is equal to P effective divided by pi by 4 d square. So if we solve this formula, tau is equal to 200 divided by 3 and P effective is 8498.36. So we can find out, or we use these values. So D equals to, we can write diameter equals to under root of 4 multiplied by 8498.36, this is P effective, divided by pi and multiplied by 200 divided by 3. The permissible shear stress of 200 divided by 3 is 66.67. So if we solve this would be equal to 12.74 mm. So this is the required shank diameter for the bolt used in this particular application. So how we can transfer one load from one point to another point, for this I'll recommend to watch last video lecture, and by using this concept we can find out the shear force because of this vertical force and because of this moment, and by using these two shear force we can find out the effective force, and using effective force we can find out the diameter of bolt. Thank you.